Today, our topic is protein. Plants versus animals. Which one is the best one for you? Let's find out. Welcome back again, and thanks for tuning in to my nutritional episode on protein. My belief is that plant-based proteins are just as effective or even more effective than animal proteins. The reason being is because the plants or plant-based proteins have their living enzyme content still intact. Meats or dairy, however, they do not contain any enzymes, especially dairy because it goes through a pasteurization process, so all the enzymes are killed during the heating process. If you're wondering what an enzyme is, it's basically a substance within a living organism that helps digest and break down its structure. So meat, for instance, which doesn't contain any enzymes, when we consume it, our bodies have to expend an extraordinary amount of resources to digest it. For a while this is okay, but then our bodies become sluggish and they have to work even harder and it starts using up more and more resources. This is where a lot of disease can come from. So plant-based products, however, because I said they have their enzymes intact, our bodies don't have to work nearly as hard to digest it, so it's much easier and cleaner on the body and the liver. One more thing I wanted to add about the meat is when we consume the meat that has no enzymes, it takes hours and hours or even days to fully digest it, so it begins to rot and putrefy in our systems, and that is very unhealthy. For example, guys, hemp, nuts, and seeds are all really good plant-based sources of high-quality protein. Hemp actually has a full amino acid profile. But what I'm really trying to say here, guys, is I want you to find a balance. Don't just stick to one source of protein. Eat your protein from a variety of sources. But if you do choose to eat meat, that's great. But try to find yourself a local organic meat source that doesn't tamper with their or alter their food with hormones or chemicals. Alright, let's move on to protein powders. Alright guys, so protein powders, we've got plant-based protein powders and dairy-based protein powders. Let's go over some pros and cons. First, let's start with the dairy. Pros of the dairy-based protein is actually if they've got a really high protein content and it's quite absorbable. Okay? Cons, they don't contain the enzymes because of the pasteurization process. So, by the way, pasteurization is by law. They have to be pasteurized. There's no way around it. And it's a shame because dairy in its raw form is actually not quite bad. It's actually lots of good vitamins in there. Anyways, because it's pasteurized, it doesn't contain the enzymes we need to fully break it down in our bodies, which is why we get gassy and bloated after drinking whey or a casein dairy product. On the other hand, plant-based pros, it's got the living enzymes in there to completely break it down and assimilate it in the body. Another pro with the plant-based protein powder is the companies usually are really health conscious, so they don't add any garbage to their protein powders. No fillers, no coloring, no sugar, no additives, no chemicals. However, this brings up the cons. It's usually a little more expensive to buy the plant-based protein powder. But you know what? Health ain't cheap, guys. If you want to stay healthy, you gotta spend a little bit of money. That's why fast food is fast, cheap, and deadly. Fun fact. Humans are the only mammals on this planet to consume another mammal's breast milk. This has led me to make different food choices in my life today. So I've tried it all, guys. I've tried whey protein, I've tried casein, I've tried all sorts of different plant-based proteins, but the one that worked best for me was the Rp3 Protein by Avena Originals. These guys are a Canadian-owned company based out of Red Deer, Alberta. And the reason I love this protein, other than the fact that it's a plant-based protein, is it's a 100% raw hemp and pea protein-based protein. It's got all the enzymes that my body needs. They actually put more enzymes and probiotics into this protein, so it digests really quickly, and my body gets all the protein as quickly as possible. There's about 3 ingredients on this thing. It's pretty plain Jane and right to the point. That's what I love about these guys. So if you're interested in trying out this awesome plant-based protein, I'll leave a link in the description below, and you can zip over to their website, and I believe they'll give you a nice 10% coupon on your first order, and they'll ship it right to your door. So there you have it, guys. This isn't a lecture to try to steer you away from animal products. It's just trying to educate you that there's other options for protein. Some of these plant-based options are better and cleaner for your bodies. Remember, health is your priority, and it's what we look like on the inside that really matters. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you learned something today. If you have any questions, leave a comment in the section below, and as always, like and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.
Oh hi, you're back. So nice to see you, neighbor. Today we're going to be talking about Rp3 and how great it is. It's plant-based, doesn't make you fart, doesn't bloat you, and it makes you poo regularly. It's awesome. You should try some.